What's up, guys? It's your boy HB3, aka One Time in the Building, and today I'm going to talk to y'all about what type of brush you should be using as a waver. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to talk to y'all about coarse hair wavers. Of course, y'all probably going to say, well, you can't teach me anything about coarse hair because you're a straight hair waver. But here's the thing, people. I have people in my family, they're straight hair, they're coarse hair wavers. And I have one that's a coarse hair waver and she's dipping. Let me show you right here. Boom, killing. You get what I'm saying? But with that being said, I definitely can help out the coarse hair wavers. So the type of brush that you should be using and should be your workhorse is going to be your hard brush. You should be hard brushing. I get people in my inbox all the time, coarse hair wavers too. They ask me the questions, how can I get wavy? How can I fix this? Why does my hair look like this? It's because you're coarse. Your hair is super coarse. It's mainly because you are not pulling your coils and stretching them the way that they need to be stretched. You need a hard brush. You need something that's going to pull that damn hair. It's simple as that. You're not going to do anything with a soft brush. You're not barely going to do anything with a medium brush. That hair needs, especially when you're training in the beginning and you're trying to wolf and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that, man, you need a brush that's going to be a true workhorse for your type of hair. Your coarse, it needs to pull the coils because they're over curling. You know what I'm saying? They're tight. They're rolled up. I'm not going to say you got nappy hair, but I'm going to say your shit is very rolled up. So you need to find a brush that's going to work for you, and the hard brushes are your best friend. They're your best friend. I'm going to show you some hard brushes I got right here. I got 3 of them. And trust me, I got a lot of brushes. I have a lot of brushes. This is just 3 that I have. You have your A159, the OG. It's a hard brush. It's definitely a good brush. Use this brush. You know what I'm saying? Make this a part of your arsenal. Make this your best friend. I have a royalty hard brush. This is one they nicknamed it Hell on Earth. It's definitely a good brush. As you can see, it's a hard brush. Look at it. Look. It's a good brush. It won't focus, but whatever. But this is a good brush. And then finally, I have a 2-sided brush that I haven't used in ages. It's an 8115, people. This is an 8115 Diane OG. It's a 2-sided brush. And the reason why I'm telling coarse wavers about this one, and I hope you find this brush, there's a soft side, but there's a side right here. It's hard as all get out. I'm telling you. The brush this side feels like a wire brush, like an actual wire brush you use on metal. I hate to say that, but it is super hard. Probably one of the hardest brushes I've ever had. And I'm telling you right now, like real talk, this is going to be your best friend if you're a coarse hair waver. If you're trying to do get some good progress, some great progress, this is definitely for you. So hard brushes, highly recommended for coarse hair wavers. Those are your best friends. Those are your workhorses. Use them more than anything. The second type of waver is going to be the medium wavers. Of course, your workhorses are going to be the medium brushes. You're going to use these brushes on a fresh cut. You're going to use these brushes when you're woofing. The medium brushes are very great to use. They're our workhorses. I use them a lot, even though I'm not a medium hair, medium texture waver. I'm more of a straight hair waver, but I still use my mediums more than anything because I'm so used to them, and I'm so used to having long sessions. I need something that's gonna, do both sides, of the spectrum. Now, some medium brushes that I have here, and remember I told you I have a lot of brushes, so this is only a few that I have. Medium brushes, of course, I have a royalty right here. This is a royalty brush. Now, you can get these brushes from all over the places. Go to my other videos where I talk about where you can get them, but Brush King is going to be one of the best places to get the brushes. brushking.org. If his website's not up, you can go to Amazon and find all his brushes there. But definitely, this is a royalty brush right here. It's a medium. It's good. Does a lot of work for the medium waver. Here's another one. It's a Torino 0656. Definitely a good medium to use. You're trying to put in that work on a, you know, a good fresh cut, or you're going into your woofing stage. This is definitely a good brush to use as a medium waver. And then finally, of course, you're gonna have the OG 8119. It's the holy grail. This brush is probably going to be one of the most extinct brushes, so you're not going to be able to find it everywhere. And if you do find it, possibly you're going to be spending about $100+ just getting this particular brush. I know it sounds like a lot, but the brush doesn't exist anymore because they don't make it anymore, and it was one of the best brushes of its time. Now that Brush Kings came out, he's made a lot of things that are better. But at the same time, if you do get a chance to ever get this brush, especially cheap, you know, get it just to have it in your arsenal. You know, I barely use it, but I'm not getting rid of it because can't nobody else, can't a lot of people get it. So, but definitely a good medium brush. And that's pretty much, you know, what medium wavers are going to be typically using. Those are their workhorses. Medium brushes, simple. Okay, so finally we're going to talk about your straight hair waver. Man, this is something right here that I really like talking about. Straight hair wavers are going to use pretty much generally a mixture between the soft brushes a lot and the medium brushes a lot. They don't usually use hard brushes too much, and the reason being is because the hair is loose and it moves and shifts all type of different ways when we want it to. Therefore, we don't have to use the hard brush to move our hair or to get our hair to train to go a certain way, because it already is going to do it anyway because it's so loose. So typical soft brushes are going to be the workhorses for a straight hair waver, and then crossing over a little bit into the mediums. Soft mediums, you know, things like that are going to be good for us. Now this is one right here I definitely love using. This is a Torino 1556, and it's, you know, a great Torino. You can see the bristles are super long. Definitely, that was one of the main things I love about this brush, is having big bristles. But it's definitely a good soft workhorse. Straight hair wavers love this brush. Royalty. This is another royalty. They call it Sunset on the Beach, I think. Sex on the Beach or whatever, I don't know. It's a nickname for it, but it's a royalty that you can get from Brush King. It's a soft brush, definitely love it. Typically, if you see a brush that has blonde bristles, it's going to be soft most of the time, but sometimes I've seen harder ones, you know, mediums or firmer brushes, but typically the blonde brushes are going to be soft. I love this brush as well. It's a soft one. And finally, of course, you have your OG 8169. This is one of the other brushes as well that it's hard to find, so it's usually typically going to be expensive to get, but it is a soft, it is a good workhorse for a straight hair waver. So yeah, those are the workhorses for the straight hair wavers. Going to be the soft brushes, leaning on over into the medium brushes. So that's pretty much it, guys. A little bit more information that I can give to you about, you know, what type of brushes to use. You want to make sure that you're doing everything you can. Coarse hair wavers, you know, they help you out with those brushes that you're using. Condition your hair more. Do deep conditioning. Do hot oil treatments. You want your hair to be at its most manageable. You know, you want it to be soft as possible. That way you'll be able to do what you need to do, but definitely always use the hard brush as your workhorse. Comb as well too, to stretch those coils. Medium hair wavers, stay attacking. Use the medium brush when you need to at all times. It's definitely going to be good. Always have that medium brush going in those sessions. Straight hair wavers, make sure when you're using, you know, those brushes, those soft brushes, make sure when you're going into your woof, bump on up to the medium brush. Definitely bump over, you know, if you're a straight hair waver and you're super woofing, because straight hair wavers have to woof hard. So when you're going and crossing on over into, you know, your hard woofs, you start using the medium brush. I wouldn't recommend using the hard brush that much, mainly because you don't really need it to move the hair. But if you want to use hard brush, you can. I mean, I do. I rarely do, but I use them. It's pretty much it, man. Let's head on over to quick wave tips. Alright guys, so today on Quick Wave Tips, I'm going to talk to y'all about getting tapers and how it benefits you. Now, a lot of people and a lot of wavers who are in the wave game and really start picking up and taking off, one of the processes that we have to do is woofing. We have to woof our hair to make our waves better. Woofing is basically you just growing your hair out past the haircut length and letting the hair get thicker, and as you're brushing more, your waves are getting deeper and they're getting better. Now when you do this process, sometimes you have this what they call ugly phase, and when you get haircuts, it doesn't look as crisp. So what you do is you get tapers. Now tapers are where you're going to cut like the sides down, or the edges down, or you're going to cut the back here, you're going to cut it all the way down. You just tapering it out. What you want to do if you're a waver, you do not want your tapers to go too high. If they go too high, you're going to mess up a lot of, you're going to mess up your waves right here on the sides. You're going to cause forks. It's not going to look pretty good. It's not going to look good. The cut may look good, but if you go too high on the tapers, you're going to wind up causing forks, and you have to do a lot of fixing. Make sure your barber or yourself is not going too high on the tapers. But the tapers, they are definitely great. They give you a more crisp look. I do recommend always getting them, especially when you're woofing and you're not going to be getting cuts full haircuts anytime soon. So that's pretty much it for your quick wave tips. It is your boy HB3. I'm out.